Man, good morning, good morning. Shout out TSU. Don't forget y'all PNC be playing this weekend. Anyway, tell y'all an inspiring story. So, like my wife always say, who y'all gonna hear on the album, she definitely is a speaker of words, very impactful. She always say, you never know what you're gonna do until you do it, which is very true. Um, that's actually my favorite quote of all time. That's first, and then y'all know my second favorite quote is, talent is a pursued interest. Those are my two favorite quotes of all time. Definitely all time. But coming to tell you the story, man, because I think it's just amazing. So, like, if there's any athlete out there who feel like that they may not have a chance or they may not be good enough, I'm going to tell you this. And I want you to know sometimes it's best to either stick it out, keep working harder. So, I know y'all remember the story of Zach Evans. Zach Evans was the number one rated player in Texas. And anybody who's played football in Texas know how hard it is. There's a lot of talent here, from the Panhandle to the hills to the Bayou, um, down to the Valley. It's a lot of talent here. Like it's crazy. That's why so many schools in Texas. That's why I said that I'm predicting that a Texas school in the next 5 years will win a national title because it just the talent here is just crazy. But anyway, I just kind of regressed. So Zach Evans was a five-star player out of North Shore. And y'all know North Shore, that's in Houston. It's my wife's hometown. But it was part of Houston. I said Houston. Where's North Shore located at again? Northeast. Channelview, right? Near Channelview. I'm not too particularly sure how far from Channelview, but it's pretty close. I've been out there a couple times. Um, and I want to say this is the year they won state. Um, they won state championship. They play 6A ball, which is the highest just the highest division in Texas is 6A. And there's a couple of schools that play 6A. I don't know too many offhand. I know Lamar does play 6A. I want to say I think Crosby does too, right? Maybe 5. Okay. So Crosby's 5. I know Lamar's 6. I want to say Westlake is 6. I think Allen is 6. But anyway, as you can see, like this is like 6A is like the best of the best. So he's the number one rated player in Texas, All American, one of the top players in the nation. Had offers from all over the country. I mean, all over from Bama, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, whatever, any school, he pretty much had it. So TCU came along. They start recruiting him. Uh, Coach Patterson. They start recruiting him, and he ended up signing with TCU. Which shocked a lot of people. And I want to say this was the first 5-star TCU had in history of their program. Um, which is saying something because TCU has been around for a long, long time. They was part of the original Southwest Eight. If anybody know the Southwest Eight, that was the original. I guess you could say the original Big 12 back in the day. They had Arkansas, TCU. I think even SMU was in there too. UT. Um, so TCU's been around for a long time. They actually won a national championship, I believe, in the 30s. I think multiple national championships. And it has always been a very good program. So, you know, Zach Evans, he come along, he come on campus, and now they recruit another running back by the name, if y'all probably familiar now, Kendre Miller. Kendre Miller he was a 3-star player, which is not bad. Being a 3-star player is not bad. Like that's actually a really good player. Like people, you kind of have to understand to go from a no star to a 5-star is really kind of about money if you really think about it. Because the more camps you go to, the more exposure you have. So that's not saying that you're not talented, but obviously, if you're able to go to more camps, you're able to kind of get, you're kind of able to have more eyes on you. It's kind of like, it's pretty much like playing college ball. Um, the more you are on TV, uh, the better the perception is about you, and also your conference. So if you're in a conference that's have a lot of NFL caliber athletes and you're dominating, more than likely you're probably gonna get selected to the NFL. It's kind of like that. Um, so they both were on campus at the same time, and nobody really expected much out of Kendrick Miller. They thought he would be, like I guess you could say like a decent backup or special teams player. Nobody really had much on him, you know. I'm not. I always forget which part of Texas he's from. I can never quite remember, but he wasn't, he wasn't a little guy. He was like 6 feet, 205. Zach Evans is 5'11". He was like 205, 210. So they wasn't much off as far as like weight. But the one thing that they different as was that, man, if anybody seen Kendre Miller run, the dude is a NFL back. He's an NFL. Kendre Miller's gonna be in the NFL. That's why I say TCU is a really, really talented team. If anybody's watched TCU, if you take away that they've been behind, if you just take that away, they have every like checkbox as far as for an elite team that's trying to compete for a national title. You have a QB who more than likely is going to be picked up on day two. Dugan is a nice player. He kind of reminds me a lot of like a Jalen Hurts, except he's just fast. The guy's really fast. Like when he takes off, there's no catching him. And a lot of people's teams to forget is that he was the Gatorade Player of the Year for the state of Iowa, which is saying something. Yeah, it's Iowa, but still, Gatorade Player of the Year for your state. This is pretty remarkable. Then you got Quentin Johnson on the other side, and you got Darius, you got Barber. Like they got talent. They have a lot of talent. But that's what's so amazing about Kendrick Miller. He was able to stick in that weight room. Now he's like 225 and he's still fast. Dude ran track. Dude is still nice. He went from 200 to 225. He's 6 feet. He runs with power, he runs with speed, and he has great vision. Now he's one of the leading rushers in the country with like I think 951 yards, something like that. So it just goes to show you that regardless of who has the credentials, who is the more heralded player, sometimes you can be that two-star player like a JJ Watt or a three-star player like the Kendrick Miller or even a no-star recruit. You know, if you develop and you give it your all, there's no telling what you can do when it comes to football. Football is always going to remain the same. If you stay in the weight room, you will get better. That's a fact. That's a promise. Like there's no other sport like that where you could be in the weight room and you probably still won't make it. Like the NBA, baseball, soccer. You could be in the weight room and probably still won't make, the that big time. But in football, you can literally go from a no name to a household name in literally in a year, sometimes even 2 years, depending on how much you work out, how efficient you are in your workouts. If you're practicing your field drills, you staying committed in the weight room. You're doing your bench press, you're doing your crunches, like all that's very important. Because what you want to do, you want to shed that baby fat, and that's what Kendrick Miller did. Every day he just grind until his number was called. Now he's one of the leading rushers in the NCAA, and could be, could be in a Doak Walker watch list pretty soon. So y'all keep an eye on Kendrick Miller, man. He's not a name that gets tossed around a lot. I know Bijan Robinson. I know Gibbs out of Bama gets a lot of love. I know Charbonnet out of UCLA get a lot of love. But man, this Kendrick Miller, man, this dude he's a dog. Like he's a dog. He really has it all. He's a three down back. I definitely can't wait what he can do. Um, when he gets to the league. But man, I'm telling you, man, that's an inspiring story. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Man, just know that hey, if you grinding, you feel like you're not getting your recognition, just keep grinding. Sometimes it's like that. You know, that's life. Rather it be sports, rather it be music. You're not gonna always get the recognition you deserve. But if you keep putting in the work, if you keep, trying to get better, if you're always looking to improve on something, man, the sky's the limit for you. So just keep putting it out, keep pushing out that great content, keep staying in the weight room, keep pushing out great music, and eventually all it takes is one person to hear it or one person to see you, and your whole life can change. All right, y'all know how we do it, man. Peace, love, happiness. Holla.